beach. And I got to see Rob in person for the first time. So it was very nice to see you, Rob, and meet you. And you're really tall. I can't believe how tall you are. It's very deceiving on television. So, but anyway, so we have 4. Erin, do you want to do the attendance and review the minutes, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
So Elle is not here. Naomi, Rob.
I'm here.
I'm here. Brian, Kirsten.
Hi, guys.
All right, and Joanne.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
All right, so meeting minutes. So this is from our last meeting, which was on February 15th. There is an opportunity through the Better Beaches project to partner with the Belle Isle Marsh on a grant they're applying for to use for art creation and possibly kiosks. The next step would be someone from the Public Arts Commission to set up a call with the Belle Isle Marsh team. If anyone needs to access the Public Arts Commission meeting agenda or Zoom link, it can always be found on revere.org. DPW is scheduled to do a clean out of the fire station, and there will be a representative from the historic preservation to do an inventory of the contents of the building. Joanne was going to get an architectural update on the building, I believe following that clean out. The callforentry.org is in the process of sign up, and the 2 calls to artists should be up and running the next week. We can expect on average of 100 to 200 entries for a public call such as ours. This will be the primary way that artists can submit their calls, and we will no longer have the Google form on our site, but a link to callforentry.org. And I sent out the links to the call as soon as it was up, which was yesterday. Brian updated the social media, which is up and running with our logo. As a new project, we will aim to do a temporary exhibit in May. Brian and Naomi will partner on this initiative and present the Public Arts Commission with their ideas for the location and materials to promote the exhibition. Some ideas include projection of photography, possibly located at the RMA space, the museum, the Garfield, or the old rectory, possibly 10 to 4 on a Saturday, and possibly to put up posters at the high school. Also a possibility to have it listed in the Revere Journal. The Vets on Broadway are building a kiosk, and there will also be a kiosk at Griswold Park. There's a possibility to do a call to artists for attracting artists to display their works in those kiosks. And the meeting concluded at 6:55.
Okay, thank you, Erin. So ordered.
Second.
Okay, thank you. The second item on the agenda is the Better Beaches project. It's partnership with the Friends of Belle Isle. I have to tell you that I did put a call into one of the members of the Belle Isle Marsh, Friends of Belle Isle, and she did not know too much about it. So I have to call the president, who is Mary Mitchell, and see. I guess there's a grant that they have to apply for, and that's in the works. So that's all the information I have. So I will get on that with Mary Mitchell and give her a call and see if there's an update or not. But I did call, and there was no information that she could give me on this. So we'll put that on hold. And the third item on the agenda is the Beachmont Fire Station update. Today I had a meeting with Mayor Brian Arrigo. We did talk about the Beachmont Fire Station. We have had no movement in it, and I was just wondering if it was dead in the water, and he said no. this is, he's gonna do some research to see what he needs to do to get it started. I do have $100,000 from one of the developers that I've been holding to use for something significant for the city, for Beachmont, for Ward 1. And I really feel that if I can use this $100,000 to get things started, that I would put it in for that, because I think this would be wonderful. Elle and I do have a walk-in with Captain Fortuna Monday at 10 o'clock. We're going to go in. I'm going to photograph the inventory. In that facility, there are antiques. And I would like to, if we're going to renovate the building, I'd really like to keep the antiques in there. I guess they're called flower lights. They're outside. They're the first lights that have been on the building since it opened in 19 whatever. And there's like the first phone. They have a hay barrel for when the horses were there. They had horses with a pumping tank. So there's a lot of replicas, antiques in there, and I want to photograph them before they become missing. So we're going in there and we're going to look at the place. I did talk to Brian today about the cleanup, that nothing's been done, and the structural analysis of the building to get an engineer in there and see if the building is structural sound. If it is, then I think we're going to go forward with it. If it's not, then we'll have to come up with some sort of another plan for it. But if it's structurally sound, he likes the idea. So it's about money. And just to see, the first thing we have to do is see if the building is structurally sound. So I can let you know at the next meeting what, and I could share the photographs too of what's in there. But we are going in there Monday. So, and that's what I have on it.
Okay.
Any questions?
Yeah, actually, I do have a question.
Sure.
Or it's more of a request. So a former person that was stationed there at the firehouse.
Yes.
And his son, who grew up sliding down the fire pole, has requested that we keep the fire pole in the
fire pole is gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's gone. It hasn't been there in a long time. I mean, I went in there 3 years ago, it was gone.
Oh, that's
So
unfortunate.
they took it out. Yeah, there's just a hole in the floor. That's it. Because if there was a fire pole in there when I was there, I would have slid down it. So no, I really would have. So, but I was very disappointed that it was gone. But the other thing that I want to talk about is too, that they have like old artifacts on, they have suits, fire, jackets and just different things. And I think if we do get that up and running, we could have display cases. I know we have a historical,
Exactly.
center, but I think this would be perfect to display the artifacts that the firefighters have. And I had talked to Captain Fortuna, and he said Chief Bright is all about this. So going forward, if we can get this up and running, I'd like to get some display cases and show the history also of the fire station. So I mean, because it's the first and oldest fire station in Revere.
What's the number of it? Engine or ladder? What?
I have no idea. I think it's engine 1, but I mean,
Then we should call the space that.
Well, we can talk about that. Let's get, we're moving way a little bit ahead of what we're supposed to do right now. Right now, we need to clean it out and see if it's sound. And then going forward, we can.
We've been waiting on that.
we can come up with some sort of a name. But I'm very excited about this. I just hope it's doable, because if it's not, like I did ask Brian today, because I was, concerned if it was just dead in the water, and he said, no, it isn't. So I'm looking to him to start the process, and Elle and I to get in there and start the process too. Like I said, I have the money to start it. The city would just have to finish it. So, and there's all kinds of things that we can do in there. I mean, teach art. There's so many things. That room downstairs where they kept the apparatuses is gigantic. It's got a bathroom down there. It's got offices. So Brian, the McKinley School might not be, available for us, because what I heard is they're going to make a middle school out of it. They're going to renovate and make a middle school out of it. But there's a couple of offices that we can take and run our committee out of that. So there's so many possibilities for this. So many.
Whatever works best for the city. That's all I'm about.
Sure.
Let's get it started. We've been waiting a long time just to get in the place to see if it's clean.
Darling, we've been trying. It's just, it's not on the priority list. It's not.
No kidding. And that should be part of our push to the community and to the people that work in the city, like in your little space there, that art should be a priority, because whatever's good for art is good for Revere.
Well, and I think that was one of the reasons why I had a meeting with the mayor today to get this process going. So, and I think it's going to, just like everything else. When I first became a counselor, I thought I could do everything in a minute, and it takes a village. So, and I know, I wait for things now for 2 years to get done.
Then we'll get there, because we're at 1.25 years waiting. So maybe we'll get there too soon.
1.25 years? No, I don't think so. I think we started in May, so we didn't even come up to a year yet.
Well,
So-
February is when we started doing
I
all
thought
of
it was-
it, and the pre-work before that. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm all for going forward.
Okay, all right, moving on. Call to artist, Erin. You're on mute, Erin.
Hi, everyone. So did everyone have a chance to take a look at the link that I sent yesterday? I'm not sure if people got a chance to check it out.
Aaron, it looks
great, Erin.
awesome.
Good job. Thank
Looks
you.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
So basically what I did, I just set it up, everything that we had on the original calls to artists, uploaded into the callforentry.org, their system. So one thing that I wanted to discuss, so originally, and as you remember when I just read in the minutes, the plan was that everyone who applied to the call would apply through callforentry.org. It's a great system. I don't know if any of you are familiar with using it at all, but it's a really clean way to apply to calls and to organize information. So most artists who do public art are already a member of this forum. And to become a member, like most social media type sites, you have to create a page where you have your portfolio images. So most people who do public art are already a member, but there might be some artists locally who want to apply for the call that aren't members of callforentry.org. And those are, I can see where some people might be annoyed if they need to sign up for the, it's completely free for artists to sign up. But you do need to upload, I think, 5 images, and, there are they have to be certain type dimensions to the images. So there's a bit of a hassle to sign up. So after, on second thought for that, maybe we do want to also still allow artists to apply by sending in the application, the requirements via email to our website. That's just a thought that I had over the past day. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on that.
Well, won't we still ask them to send us images scaled to the right size? That's common practice for artists. Anyone that doesn't know that probably isn't in a position to be able to apply and have the background and experience to create what we're looking for. That's standard business practice for artists if they're going to be in this world.
Sure, I think so. I think it's, you know, it would more be just, you know, if there's some sort of time issue, or if there are just people who maybe, I don't know, for whatever reason, wouldn't want to sign up for that particular, you know, but I think most people, as you say, Brian, most people either are a member already or wouldn't really have an issue.
Exactly. So we shouldn't focus on my small little ones that, you know, we should have enough because of the name and breadth this organization's bringing to it. And we've started pushing. I know I have on social media. I was just at a meeting where there were 300 people on it and made sure that they all knew that Revere Public Arts at callforarts.org had requests out for proposals. And I've dropped it on a bunch of different other groups. So we'll see what happens. And if they can't do that, then next.
Yeah, we do still have the site up, so you can submit, make a submission via the revere.org. If you go to the public, the PAC page, it's there, and you can submit your the proposal via the Google form there.
Right, and who's going to take and watch that and corral all those in when we get the stuff from callforart.org that's in a format that's easy and available, and as Erin explained, we can look at everyone and scroll through it, and then we've got to go through separate individual imagery like that. I don't have time to do that. I'm gonna be honest about it. I've got 3 curated shows going on right now. Stuff is not easy when people don't follow a given format for a call for a proposal of art. I personally, professionally, don't think we should look at any other format but what we're spending money on, and that we realize is a good thing, and do social media push to that site so that they're all in the same format, so that when we all get together and start to look through this and present it to the community so they can have their input into it, it's a much easier process for us. We shouldn't be making this hard. It doesn't need to be reinvented. The process is there. Let's use it and move forward.
So I think we didn't get many submissions through the Google form prior. I think we only got a few, right? So I don't think it would be such an issue if anyone wanted to, you know, we'll know if there's anything there that needs to be, you know, compiled. And so basically the way that it works on call for entry, when we're approaching the expiration date, the site will set up a call with one of us, and I assume will be myself and anyone else who wants to join, to see how the jurying process is. Basically, you're allowed to have 5 separate jurors that access the portal with all the submissions. So maybe we'll end up looking through them together during our meeting.
Makes sense to me.
Right? Okay. So that will be towards the end. When the jurying closes on April 25th, then we'll be able to access as jurors and we can look through them together.
Tell me if I'm wrong, Rob, you're the one that knows a little bit more about tech. We should be able to zoom into that one individual, put it up on their screen to see it, and they can just scroll through it, and we don't all have to be at the site at once. I think that's how it might work.
Yeah, so it's you can do a share. So
Yeah,
I would
that's
share my
all.
screen, you know, or whomever, they can share their
Then
screen.
we can see it. We don't need to see each other. We just go through it, discuss and talk a little bit about it. And it makes it, again, simpler, faster, and easier.
Yeah.
Great. So those are up and live. So if we can share those links everywhere that we can. They're going to be on the Artsake weekly email that goes out to all the artists around Boston. And they're going to be on the, I think it's the mayor of Boston sends out artist opportunities once a week. And it's going to be in that email blast as well.
Great,
Excellent.
great.
So, yeah.
Good job, Erin.
Yeah, great job. Thank you very much. Hey, anybody else? Okay, next item on the agenda is, so the email address for Revere Public Arts Commission is now up and running. So I just wanted to give that out to people. It's rpac@revere.org.
Did an EL send a test out? Because I responded received, yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I mean, if anybody in the audience would like to know what it is, it's rpac@revere.org. Okay, thank you.
RPAC.
The next item on the agenda is social media update, Brian, and I just, before we start, artist to highlight, I want to say that I reviewed it, all your media that you've done, and it's excellent.
Well,
So,
thank you very much.
you're
It's just
welcome.
we need to share it. And honestly, since we don't have a Revere art community between us, we need to start pushing people into the Facebook page where they can interact a little bit more rather than the sort of static display of information Instagram page that we have. All right, I will always put stuff up on the Instagram page, but we need to start pushing on that a little bit to get people to see more of what our messaging is with what we're doing.
So I have an idea, and I don't know, I'm just gonna throw it out there. So we have the 7 of us, or 8 of us, 7 of us. I think 6 of us are artists at some point. Why don't we, like, maybe once a month, maybe I'll show one of my photographs and we'll link it to that. You, Brian, can show one of your photographs. Erin, you can show one of your sculptures. Rob, are you an artist? I have no idea. I know you're a tech man, but I mean, if you have some tech stuff, you can show your tech stuff, but maybe we should feature ourselves so people can get to know us and link it that way, instead of just linking it with words in a,
Then use the website I set up, reverearts.org, where I know you're in. We'll put you there. I'll set it up so there's images that can be shown, and we can push that across our social media so that everybody and anybody, from a brand new creator, I've got an idea, to someone that's experienced and has done something for a very long time or has renown across the planet, like Erin with her sculptures, so that they can be seen by our local community, because that's who we need to have as our audience.
Sure.
Not outside of Revere, the people of Revere itself.
Great start. I think it would be a great start, so what do you think, Rob? You seem like you want to say something.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, absolutely. Like it was perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
I think Rob is an artist of the numbers, of the data, of the hidden flow behind the whole thing. He just manipulates, what's the word I want to use? Algorithms.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not that savvy. I can bring in my kids. I appreciate art. I am an art lover.
Actually, I know, because he told me once he has some ideas for steel welded sculpture, which sounds really cool. So, yeah.
Great.
I love that idea.
Oh,
This
I
might be
can see the
a little-
firehouse with that.
Preston.
Yeah, this might be a little. Yeah. Hi, how are you? I just want to put on everyone's radar the Revere Beach Partnership, their art festival. It's in September, but I think it'd be important for us to maybe think about partnering with them somehow. I think they're doing work at the beach, and if the beach is something that we want to highlight, to like see how they're getting calls for artists to come in to partnership. I know that's a social media thing, Brian. I don't know if we want to reach out to them, but that is something that is available to us. And there's also an event on May 15th. That's the Kite Festival.
Exactly. I've spoken with them many times. They are a very open, inviting type of organization that usually works very well with people. So
Oh,
I don't see it as a hard thing.
I want to say that, Winthrop used to do a found object, beach found object. And they would give the artists, whoever found maybe a piece of driftwood or a rock or a clamshell or whatever, and they would give them oil pastels. And they would let them create whatever they wanted to with the oil pastels, either on the wood or the rock or whatever. And they would display them, and I don't know if there was a prize or not, but that's an event that we could do at some point if we're teaming up with someone, a found object, and we can supply the oil pastels, because I don't know if you've ever used oil pastels, but they go on everything. So they even go on your skin.
They go on your clothes, and then it's done.
Yeah,
You're
I know.
done with that shirt.
But they're great to use. They're a great medium to use. So, and they're cheap. They're not that expensive. So that's something that we could plan in the future if we're going to team up with someone. If we're going to team up with the beach activity.
Right, Joanne, I totally agree with that. I think I really feel like we are maybe missing a piece of tapping into artists in Revere and like having like a catalog of like a call sheet of like every artist in Revere to like advertise events like this. Like, how can we have like a Rolodex to get information out? Like, I almost disagree, Brian, that we don't have an artist community in Revere. Like, I think we do have an artist community in Revere.
I haven't said that, Kirsten. And we've been working on that for the last several months with reverearts.org, Revere Public Arts on Facebook or Instagram, where there's getting close to 200 individuals that have joined up, anywhere from spoken word performers to musicians to singers.
Well, I haven't seen that. So that's kind of my point. I mean, you had just said that there is a lack of that. So I apologize if you're offended by me just saying that.
Not I'm more just saying, all.
Let me finish. I'm more just saying that like it would be really great to reach out to the community and have an opportunity if an organization already has a Rolodex of artists in Revere or in our vicinity, then like we should have access to that. And it was many meetings ago, I referenced another website, I think it was Beverly, that has actually listed artists in their community. So if people wanted to reach out to them, so it's public knowledge if someone wants to have a contact listed. Like, it's just, I feel like we're working harder, not smarter. And so I'm just trying to like help us to create efficient systems, That's all.
Thank you.
Well, I know of a couple of artists in Revere and some new ones too. I mean, today I was at the mayor's office, and Linda DeMeo asked me if I had some different photographs. And I said, I don't have that, but I know someone who does and who lives in Revere. So she went on her site and saw the picture and loved it. And so they're going to put it in the mayor's office. So, and she's just, you wouldn't know her, but, she's on my Facebook page, and I get to see her pictures, and I said, hey, look at this person.
But what a great opportunity, Joanne, that is, though. Like, if there was a place that information was locally, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Facebook's a place to do this, but I mean, I could put something out on my Facebook page. I have 4,000 friends, and some of them are artists, and maybe we could get, start a list of, do you live in Revere? Are you an artist? What medium do you do? And maybe we can start from there. I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out. So, but it might be a good first step. Maybe if everybody, I don't know if everybody's on Facebook, or we could do it through that. So what do you think, Kristen?
No, I completely agree. I personally am not on Facebook, so that's not really an avenue that I don't utilize.
Sure.
That's just my personal preference.
We can come up with something else too, you
Yeah.
know?
Maybe it's a tab on like a website eventually, and this is again hypothetical, like down the line, but like there are so many potential things that can happen that if we just ask for information from people that are willing to give it, we could have contacts available for people. And I know we're getting kind of off topic on the agenda and everything like that, but
That's all right.
I'm going to drop in the chat the link to the Beverly Main Street's website again. And I really, really encourage everyone just to like check it out, because it's their like RPAC in Beverly and how they format and have their artist lists listed. So I'm going to drop that in the chat.
So
What-
maybe- oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead, Erin, go ahead.
So maybe one of us can be in charge of compiling this information, and then we can all reach out and just send to that person. Because I think maybe this list doesn't exist because we're the ones that should make it. Like,
Can
right?
you look at the two links that I put up in chat, please? reverearts.org, dedicated to artists, that talks about them, links to their social media platforms. And then the Facebook page, there's 120 plus artists that are all local Revere that are in that. This has been created. We don't need to recreate it. I've mentioned this the last 4 meetings.
Okay, take a breath, Brian.
We're going in circles.
I know. Oh,
It's done. I volunteered to use this and help
Okay.
build the social media and the
So-
Revere Arts. I've
Okay.
talked about we need to inventory our art and culture in Revere, and that includes artists. I've got all the information finally compiled on how many types of businesses and the income that arts produces in our 2 state reps regions, basically the Revere, with Jessica and Jeff Turco helping with that. And that'll be hopefully the next meeting, I'll get it produced and pushed out. We need to start addressing this and push there. Kirsten is absolutely right. There needs to be that. As I've always said, art is community-based.
Okay, I'm wondering, and I have no idea, I have no knowledge of this, but when we do the census, can we get that information if someone puts, occupation artist? Can we get that information?
It may be there, but it's
Right,
not
I know.
that much.
I wouldn't put it on. I'm a city councilor. So I wouldn't put artist on, but I mean,
Exactly.
some people make a living out of art. So if they're just doing art, I'm wondering if we could get that information from the census.
The
So-
program that I went through with Turco and Jessica, Jeff and Jessica, was from the Mass Arts. It was from the New England Art, and it was from the National Art Council. And it breaks down what type of places there are. It doesn't have the individuals' names and stuff, but there's a lot of money that art produces in our community. We need to get people that are in the political side of that to understand that we produce a lot more money than other places too, because of the economy that is surrounded by arts and the performances. And the more we can get people to participate and put whatever perceived notions they have about it and get on board, the better we're going to be as a group. So please, I again invite you to look at reverearts.org. I've started filling it out. Eventually I'll turn it where it'll be alphabetical, and it'll take and have an image or two, hopefully up to 3 to 5 of individuals, and they can change that, especially if they don't have a social media presence, which a lot of artists don't. Oh, I got a Facebook page. You need a .com if you're going to be able to explore the opportunities of what the arts can provide to you as an individual. And I'm talking to the people, as Joanne reminds me, I forget, I just see us here. So that's all that's looking at this TV show in my mind, but it's
not
too,
true.
it's
not
true.
true.
You know what I mean? But we want people in Revere to come be part of it. I don't
Right.
care if you're brand new, come be part of it. It starts somewhere. I'm going to use Bobby Marr as an example. Excellent, exquisite photographer. Bobby went with me to the Chinatown parade, and he shot street photography. All right. He goes, it's outside my comfort zone. I go, you shoot kids that are doing amazing athletic things. That's street photography in a gymnasium or in a ballpark. It's the same thing. And he did that. And his images are wonderful. And he's now part of the next show that we're having down in the Seaport. Come be part of that, Revere. You can do it. There are no gates to coming into joining us to help the city and yourself and all of us be better at what we are.
Well, Brian, I just want to talk about that. So I understand that it's at the seaport and not everybody can get to the seaport and not
There's
everybody.
nothing I can do about that. I
Right.
have to follow the formats that
Can
are
you
allowed.
hold on for a minute? Can you hold
Yep.
on? Well,
Just talking with you.
maybe we should start something that if we're looking for Revere artists and we're looking for Revere artists to take place, to get involved, then maybe we should do something. Maybe you should have Bobby Mara and yourself and a couple of other artists come to Revere, find somewhere that you can shoot your photography through the windows like you do. And maybe we should do something in Revere instead of, no, I understand.
We discussed this at our last meeting with Elle, and we're gonna do something in the spring, early summer.
Right.
We're gonna do a pop-up art event. We're
Right.
gonna look for a location and it'll be projected. Small art pieces can be shown. People can bring something to theirs. It can be performance. So we are working towards that right now.
Right, good. Because sometimes, and especially now with the gas crisis and everything, I know you can take the train, but, people like to drive,
Well, you've
would
seen the
rather go
calls.
local than go to Boston. I'm just
So
saying.
that's me and my professional side.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Going. And what I'm saying is because I am at that professional side where I can show in a major gallery in the city of Boston in an interactive, immersive environment where you were there, Joanne, you saw your art. It blows you away when you see it there. But that's the opportunities that are available for people. And you don't have to be a so-called named person or some famous artist. Come be part of it. You might not have 20 images. You might have one or two good ones, but come take a taste of it and be part of it. And yes, we want to do the pop-up art shows in Revere. We've got a developer who said anytime he gets his permit occupancy and before it's taken over by the person that's going to lease the property from him, we can go in and do a pop-up show. So those will come. So what I'm trying to do is get people in the pipeline. I've spoke to individuals with their art, with their performance or whatever, to be ready for when that happens, they can come be part of that. Joanne, I think this should be an ongoing series, once a quarter, of stuff for Revere artists of all different things. And it goes to, I like the idea Elle mentioned about the gymnasiums or lobbies or something in the school buildings, that each one's different and it's in a different part of the city and a different community feel to it. And everyone gets to interact a little bit. And because that's what it's art about. It's talking about what it is and talking to the people you see and meet. It's a community interactive experience.
All right.
And that's what we need to provide.
All right. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Okay. I'm getting a feedback. I don't know why. All right. The next item on the agenda is, let me see if I missed anything. No. Temporary exhibit opportunities discussed by Brian and Naomi. And Naomi joined us a little bit late. Hi, Naomi. How are you?
Hi, I'm sorry that I joined so late. I got home kind of late today.
That's all right. That's fine.
I'm doing good though.
Do you have? Can you put your video on so we can see your face?
Yeah, I'm sorry. My phone's just charging, so I didn't know if it would be like
There you
sideways.
are.
And
How you doing?
is it sideways?
No, it's good, Naomi. Thank you. All right.
Oh, okay,
So,
perfect. I didn't want to like interrupt the whole thing.
no. So, you
My
want to
desk
talk?
sideways and say hi.
You want to talk about the exhibit, temporary exhibit opportunities that you and Brian are working on?
I haven't really gotten the chance to talk to Brian about it. I was just gonna make the poster for it, and I'm not really sure where our like location is gonna be yet, so I can't really make the poster for it because I kind of wanted to put like a a few artists that were gonna be in the exhibit on the poster, and I don't really know who's gonna be in it or where it's gonna be yet. So I can't really start making it yet. But I have an idea of where I'm gonna hang them. So a lot of my art teachers are pretty connected with a lot of artists in the community, just with like who like went to their classes and stuff and who's in their colleges and just a bunch of the local artists that they know. So I was gonna maybe like pass the word along to them and tell their artist friends to like contact us and hang some posters up in the Revere High and kind of around like some places in the city where I know like some teenagers hang out. So maybe some can come and bring their family or whatever on whatever day it is.
Okay.
It's like a
Some
good
of,
strategy to
some
market
of
to
the,
them.
some of the, maybe the hotel, the new hotel, or some of the development. I know City Hall has hosted artwork from Revere High School. So, I mean, I think there's plenty of opportunities to hang artwork around the city. Naomi, Brian, do you want to say anything?
Well, you've seen the social media broadcasts that I've created. We're in the first step, Naomi. I think you should make a standard poster of what it is. We can fill in the information later of the date, the time and stuff so that we can start spreading it besides what I have across social media. So Revere Public Arts.
Can you share? Oh, a poster just for the commission?
For the event the commission is sponsoring.
But if I don't have any of the information about the event, what am I going to put on the poster?
Coming this
like just event.
coming this summer.
Like where? Like what am I supposed to put on it?
Coming this summer, Revere Public Arts Commission invites you to participate in the first annual Revere Arts Show.
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But yeah, we could put
That's
the
what we
email.
need.
that
We don't
made
need to
on
put
it.
artist on it and stuff, because then it isn't generic and we can't use it, but except for a specific thing. And then we can
Yeah.
just change the font on it and the type information for that. And then we
Okay.
print those up and put them out. But we need a broadcast to live in daylights out of social media. We need to push and develop our social media group platform. And that's what those
All
two
right.
websites I've been trying to do it for.
Okay.
Okay.
Naomi, I want to ask you a question. I know you go to college next year. And we are taking new, we're creating more members for this committee. And I was just wondering if you'd like to stay on. I know you won't be a student anymore. Would you like to stay on as a member? And you can say yes or no, because I know you're going to have a lot on your plate. So what do you think? Oh, she's already, I could see it in your face already. I can read your face.
I
I
really
didn't mean
like
to put you on a spot.
No, I mean, I really like being on the committee. Like, I feel like I'm like contributing to art community, which is really good because it's always what
Yes,
I
you
wanted to
have.
be a part of. And I want to see it grow and stuff. I just don't know like where I'm gonna be like next year. So I
Sure.
don't know if I'll be like good at contributing. Cause like I applied to, I think just only one out of state school. I applied to RISD. I don't know if I'm gonna get in, but I
Oh, I
applied
hope
there.
you get in. Jeez.
Yeah.
What a
But if I
great
go
nice.
there, then I won't be in Revere. So like I won't know what's going
Right,
on.
it doesn't
I
matter.
can always still join the meetings. So like
No,
I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
Joanne, let's just keep her in the email so that she can come visit when she wants.
Okay. What about, can I just ask you one more question? I know it's out of
Yeah.
text, but did you apply to Mass College of Art?
Yeah, I applied to Mass Art.
Okay, good.
I
Did you
applied to a bunch
apply to SMFA?
no, I didn't. I only applied to schools in Massachusetts, and then I applied to RISD. It's the only out-of-state school I applied to.
The museum
Naomi.
schools
Best of luck.
in Mass. The
Good luck.
museum
Yeah.
schools. But Mass College of Art and RISD are the best two schools that you can go to. I mean, so good luck.
See if I get in.
Let us know if anything happens within the next month or so. You should
Of
be
course.
hearing.
I'm supposed to hear back from RISD either this week or next week, I
Oh,
think.
God, I hope you get interested.
Ooh,
We'll
God.
see. I sent them the article that they wrote in the newspaper, so hopefully that
Did-
helps boost my chances.
Did we get a letter put together for you? We had mentioned that 2 meetings ago.
I don't know if we could send it in. It's kind of like late now. Oh, thank you, Kirsten. But yeah, I didn't hear back from any of my schools yet, except for Leslie University. And they called me on the phone and they told me that my portfolio was really good. So like, that's a good sign. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Erin-
But it's been enough about me.
Erin would like to ask you a question.
No, it's actually not a question. I'm really sorry, but I need to jump off the call now.
Okay, all right.
Can someone just
Thank you,
record
Erin.
anything that's said and just let me know so I can fill it in on the minutes
Yes,
if there's anything else coming?
there's not really much
Thank you.
going on, so.
Thank you, everyone. I'll see you.
Bye,
soon.
Thank you, Erin.
Bye.
Brian, I've just taken some time to look at the website. I think it's a really great start. Sorry. I'm wondering if we can maybe use our logo that Naomi has worked on and also add our mission and vision statement to this.
That's
Since
not
this is-
for a city of Revere or the public arts. That's a private venture that I have taken and pushed out, that I've volunteered to allow people to use as, for us, information access and to help develop the Revere arts scene. We have the Instagram page, which we can use to put information out. It's the official public Revere Public Arts Commission social media page.
Okie dokie.
What was that? Kristen, you're on mute.
Oh, I just said, okay. I didn't realize this was a private page, not for the Revere Public Arts. Like I think we're talking about two separate things every time. Like I think the website's a really great idea, and I thought it was for Revere Public Arts, but it's Brian is saying it's a private website that he's collating, which is great work for you. I wish I had more web knowledge to create a Revere Public Arts thing, because I think this model in which we're trying to do, which is in this website, is what we need to kind of collate and catalog all the things we're talking about, to like have a place where we can send people to that's not on Facebook, that's not on Instagram, that is an actual website. So maybe that's something we can put on an agenda next week, and how we can get a Revere Public Arts website. And maybe we need to partner up with another organization such as Revere's, like the beach or travel and tourism or something. Because I think
that's a completely different entity. And when we spoke about public sites for the city of Revere with Elle about 4 months ago, maybe longer, there's only so much that we can do that's going to link to it. So we have the website at the city hall, and we have the Instagram page, which it was approved and allowed to do. I took my money, resources to develop the reverearts.org to help develop a Revere art community, which is a completely separate entity than a Revere Public Arts Commission. They do two different things. So if there is a give and take between the two, then I don't see it as a bad thing, but they are not the same type of organizations.
okay, if they're not the same kind, then I think maybe it'd be best to not like continue to talk about them as this at the same time. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting confused, and so someone else is probably getting confused.
Me too,
So like
yeah.
we shouldn't be like advertising it if it's
We're not
not part of what we're
advertising.
discussing. No, Brian, don't take my words. Like I know you're not advertising it. I'm just saying, like, if it's not something that we're going to be using in this platform of RPAC, then it shouldn't be a part of our conversation, right? Like that's
And
all.
that I disagree with, because there is an interaction between the community and what we want to do to help get social media to recognize the Revere Public Arts, that it is an entity that we need to utilize, and I've offered to do it and make sure it's done in a professional way that helps grow the awareness, which we have basically zero of as a Revere Public Arts Commission right now.
And I agree with Kristen. I'm sorry, Brian, but I agree with Kristen. I think it should be a separate entity. It's your
It is
professional.
a separate entity.
I
There's
know,
no
but
doubt about it.
you're advertising, and we talk about your work all the time, and I understand that. I think what she's saying is that we need to, focus on just Revere and not anything other than Revere. You know what I'm saying? And we should create a website that's Revere based and not, you know, I know you talk about your stuff and how you're, you know, you portray your stuff in the seaport and everything, but I think we need to do things separately.
Then you need to address it with Elegant and get permission to have something like a Facebook or a web page, because we went down that road.
I think we
What
should.
she told us.
I agree, Joanne. I think that we need to separate it, because if we can't come together on it, then it's not, we're working parallel. You know what I mean?
And that's what we've been doing, is we've been working parallel for the last 4 months. And we haven't gotten, I mean, we've, you know, and we should just have one specific page for us, for the, you know, and it shouldn't be related to anybody else's profession. It should be just Revere, you know, Revere based. You know, we have to separate them. I think we have to separate them. And I don't think we're getting anywhere by not separating them.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
I think we should all come to the table again and talk about this maybe in the next meeting.
I agree.
Because I
am going to drop that beverlymainstreet.org again in the chat. I know I keep talking about it, but like the way it's set up, if you just have 5 minutes to really cruise through it to see, because it really has everything we've talked about wanting in a flow. It's just really nicely done. Because like, I don't think a Facebook or an Instagram, those are important. I'm not saying they're not important, but we have to have some place that is like,
right. Not everybody's on Facebook.
Correct.
Beverly, what's the
I just put in the chat. It's bevmain.org, BEVMAIN.org.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
And it literally has everything we've talked about.
Okay, I'll go on it tonight. Look at it.
Yeah.
I think we should, you know, discuss this at the next meeting and,
definitely,
you know, come up with some sort of a plan. Because I
do have to go, but
go ahead, Kristen. I think there is a conflict. So, but anyways, moving on. Okay, how to collect art for kiosks, veterans in Griswold Park starting in June. I don't know anything about this because I wasn't at the last meeting. Does anybody know about this? Rob, do you know anything about this?
There was a discussion there, just basically there was a discussion around setting up kiosks. So within Griswold, there's going to be opportunity to have artwork at Griswold, and the idea is to be able to find artists that want to post within that that space.
Where is Griswold Park? I have no idea where it is.
On the Pines.
Oh, it's down the Pines. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay. September event for the Northern Strand, Erin and Rob. So Erin's gone, Rob, so it's your responsibility to take this over.
Sure. So we actually, we still have yet to meet. Unfortunately, we were unable to get together in the last couple of weeks due to some conflicts. However, just any conversation around the event in September, what we definitely want to look at is the effectiveness of the call to artists. And then we still are going to pursue the strategy of having multiple artists representing each of the different communities that run along the Northern Strand. So we'll have to perform outreach to those area commissions as well, or any communities, and get them involved and start setting up the event for basically mid-September.
Okay. All right. All right. Our next meeting is April 19th. The last thing on the agenda is open time for attendees. Does anybody want to talk about anything?
One thing I just wanted to mention that everybody was talking about earlier, but I didn't get to say anything about is I think another good way to get our name out would be at the Sandcastle Festival or at the art festival that usually happens on the beach, because I usually like go there every year with my mom, because my mom's one of the people who sells her stuff there. And there's like a ton of local artists from Revere there. I think if we got the word about it out more, maybe more people would want to share their stuff. Or if we set up a little stand, people would really know who we are, especially if it's going on like, I don't know if it happens during the Sandcastle Festival. I know there's like a big sandcastle like in front of it every year, and it's right next to the beach. So like, I'm pretty sure it happens at the same time. So we could probably have like a little booth there, and just like the little poster I make or like pamphlets, if we have them, we could put them there and give them to people with the sticker or something, the option of buying the sticker to help support us in the arts. I think a lot of people would donate for that, or get to know us better from that. Like if they donate $1 to help us, we'll give them like the sticker, $1 or more, I guess. It could be like a pay what you want kind of thing. And if you donate to our thing, then you get a sticker. And it would be a really good way to help. And I think it's soon. It's in the summer, but summer's not that far away from now. It's only a few months off. So
I have the date. They already set the date. I think it's July. I want to say it's July 20, what is it, Brian? 25th?
In that time frame, yeah.
Yeah,
They've
I
been
think,
broadcasting on the media platforms about it.
yeah, I think it's the weekend of July 23rd, 24th, 23rd and 24th. So it is in July. So yeah, that sounds great. I'm picking up these stickers, your logos this week. So yay!
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they look like.
It's crazy. You got to get an invoice for this. You have to go through City Hall. Then you have to get it's crazy. It's been crazy. So it's not easy. So anybody else? Nothing? No one?
The Northern Strand project, any timelines on that?
We're targeting September. Is that when you're asking timelines?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mid-September. So we need essentially we need to look at how we're getting how we're doing from a call to artists, like getting forward motion on the first initiatives, and then being able to introduce that.
Are we going to have calls to the communities that are involved in the Strand also?
Yes.
Have we put together anything about that yet?
Nothing's been put together yet. No.
All right, because that's going to come in September.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming on tonight. And it was good to see you all. It was nice to meet Rob in person. And I'll see you April 19th. And
actually, I do have to add note. I'm likely going to be on vacation that week. So I may not be able to attend on the 19th.
As long as Al's here to run the meeting, I don't care. Have a good time. You know,
it only took me 15 minutes to get us going.
I couldn't do it, so that's why I didn't. They don't ask me to do it because I'm not tech savvy. So, all right.
Thank you very much.
Guys, take care.
Appreciate y'all. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.